Today I want to talk about the concept of keep moving forward. As you guys know, I've been in the leadership and building people game for over 18 years. And here's the number one thing that I see, because it was the number one thing that happened to me. The tendency to slow down to let other people catch up. I want to encourage you throughout this video. By the end of it, I want you to come to terms with the fact that your best option for your team is not slowing down. In fact, it's to speed up and widen the gap. You guys, early on in my career, when I had a small team and a small vision, here's what I would do. I would attract a few people to my team, right? I had these big goals, but I'd attract a few people to my team. And here's what happens when you have a small team and you love your people. You spend a lot of time with them and you take on their tendencies. You take on their mindset. So there you are as a leader, hanging around people that are newer than you, have smaller visions than you, have more limiting beliefs than you, and what happens? You take some of that on. So you started, and I started in business, I had this massive goal, and then you get around these people, good people, hardworking people, good loving people that have smaller visions and worse habits than you, and all of a sudden, what you do, because you love them so much, is you slow down and you wait for everybody to come with you. I see it all the time in our business. I see people that have been in our business for years and they keep talking about the same 3 people, the same 5 people, the same 6 people, and they've completely slowed down. Their income has dropped. Their business has dropped because they're just waiting around for these people to get going. And I know we do it because we care. And I know we do it because we love our people. But you want to know the truth? That's an excuse. That's an excuse for us to be lazy. It's an excuse for us to not work on our vision. It's an excuse for us to think small. Because we have a few people, we're not going to go to work over here. We're going to spend all of our time waiting for all of our eggs to hatch. And that is the opposite of how we should be thinking as a leader. So here's what started to happen in my career. I got to a point where I woke up one day and I realized that nothing was moving in my team. There was not a lot of energy. There was not a lot of enthusiasm. There was not a lot of excitement. And I realized that it was because me as a leader had completely stopped moving. I stopped my growth. I stopped my progression. I stopped being competitive. I stopped talking about the big vision because I'd surrounded myself with, again, good people, but they all had a smaller vision than me. They were saying things to me like, well, you're making so much money, so when's enough? Shouldn't you take more time off? Shouldn't you start selling me the dream? You know, if I were where you were at, I'd be retired. I'd be slowing down right now. And guess what happened? I started to do that. And then I realized I needed a reset. I didn't get started to take advice from people that had a smaller vision than me. I didn't get started to do something small. So what I had to do is I had to reset myself. I had to start thinking of a bigger vision. So I want you to know that this happens to everybody. Every big leader has experienced this. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to do the opposite. Your people aren't going anywhere. Here's the truth. The reality is that most of you watching this right now, you're doing all you can for your team. If you're showing up and you're leading by example and you're providing a great environment, there might be nothing more that you can do to speed up that person's progression. I know it's frustrating because you want them to move quicker. You want them to move faster. But the answer to them moving quicker is not you moving slower. By you slowing down, it seems like they're going quicker, but that's not what you should do. I want you to do the opposite. I want you to speed up. I want you to make a game plan and I want you to call it widen the gap. I want you to widen the gap on your team. I want you to go exponential with your personal growth, with your personal activity, with your personal income. You want to be more attractive as a leader? You really want these people to win? Do you really want them to speed up? Do you really want to get that dream life? That instead of you slowing down, what you need to do is accelerate. You need to move at a pace where people are talking, wow, I can't believe what's going on with him. Look what's going on with her. Man, she's got fire in her veins. She's never been more fired up. She's never been more passionate. And guess what? That rubs off because your team is doing everything you're doing wrong and only 50% of what you do right. Don't wait for people. Don't wait around for other people to figure it out so that you can go and accomplish your dreams. It's never going to happen. I want you to widen the gap. I want you to become the best version of you. I want you to stop worrying about what your team isn't doing. And I want you to focus on yourself and being the biggest badass leader that you can become. And guess what? By speeding up, everything's going to change. Your whole world's going to open up, both in your personal life and your business life. All right, you guys, those are the reasons why you got to keep moving forward. Those are the reasons why you have to accelerate instead of slow down. I hope you guys got some value. Make sure to share this with your team, and I'll see you guys on the next video.